Alright, so we got a dryer, and I want to go over a few things with you guys. Now, if you're on a service call, this is the motor, and we'll talk a little bit about motor or motors in this case, what they do, how to check them, what resistance to look for, how do you know if the motor is good. I want to pretty much go over some basic things on a dryer. That I have all the wires separated so you can know where they go. A lot of times, especially if you're new tech, you see all these wires, you wonder really what they do. We have the timer, and we'll show you how to check the timer to know if the timer is working and what each part, how they work together in tandem, and go from there. You have your door switch. This plugs into the motor, runs the motor, all that good stuff. Some motors will have a switch, a belt switch, which tells the machine that the belt is either broken or off, and the machine will not start. The simpler motors, they don't have that. And sometimes when you press start, you will turn the motor on. The motor will be turning, and the element will be on. We'll go over that as well, and why that happens. And personally, that's not a good design, because you could actually catch fire, or you could actually damage more parts in the machine. You could eventually kill this guy, or even take, where's the other guy? There's another guy here. Take him out, this guy, which is causing more and more damage. So those are some of the things you want to look out for. This is your vent cycling, and he regulates the temperature in the vent. So if you have a bad blower wheel or a clog blower wheel, he would be the one to tell this guy that temperature is too hot. He would trip out. A grounded element also can take this guy out, because temperature is too hot and he gets too hot. And a lot of times a grounded element will take out this, and a bad high limit cycling sometimes. That's why when you change these, I like to, not always, depends on the situation, I will change this guy, and if he's bad, I normally change him. Not always. Sometimes you can reset these. Now just remember, when these are resetted, it's nothing more than a bi-metal. You can throw one of these in the freezer if it's bad, and it should reset. So it's only bad, you may say, if you do it quite a bit, where the metal or the memory in the metal becomes, you may say, weak, and it trips prematurely. That would be one of the reasons why I would say no. But if you have a customer and you rectify this, and you can save them some money or whatever, you can also reset this, and you should be fine. The main guy is, he has to be turning on and off. He regulates here in tandem with this guy. So your high limit thermostat chills, and he turns off. He does. Temperature gets too hot, he will cycle out. And when he if he fails to do his job, then he trips out. And if this guy fails to maintain temperature, especially in the vent, then he would trip. So whenever you have a grounded element, you kind of have to check everything. You do not want to just replace the element and leave. Plus, you also want to check the machine to make sure everything is functioning and working. So let's do a scenario before we get deeper into here. You're on a call, and dryer is, and you always want to qualify your question, with your customers. If they say the dryer is not working, Alright guys, so this is just a portion of the entire video.
I wanted to share this portion. We basically go over the entire dryer heating circuit, what it does, and how they work in tandem, and how to basically diagnose the dryer. So the rest of the video is going to be on my Patreon, which I'll list, and you can go on over there if you want to watch the rest of the video. All right, enjoy the rest of this short video. Thanks for watching.
All right, so you get a call. Customer states dryer is not heating, and you get there. First thing most guys do, you want to go to the element and check the element, but no. What you want to first do, you want to go to the back of the dryer and you're going to check where the cord is attached. Now, why you want to check here? Before you do anything, you need to verify that you have proper voltage. From left to right, you need to have 240 volts, 239, 237, whatever, but in that range. From this to this, 120. From this to this, 120. So now you know you have good power. If you don't, you would inform the customer that either she has a bad breaker, or you'd go to the breaker, turn it on, and verify that you have power. Now, let's say after you turn it on, you have 240. You would basically run the dryer for at least, I'd say, 5 minutes and see if it's going to trip and see if it's heating. Sometimes if it's a grounded element, sometimes, not always, grounded element doesn't normally trip the breaker. Usually a motor or something, but the dryer actually has its own protective mode, because you got to remember a circuit breaker is like 20 amp or 30 amp. So the dryer has to take care of itself. So you would check voltage again, and if all is well, then you'd let it be.